Hello again guys, welcome back, and in today's video we're gonna go over all of the 5 characters that will be available for us to choose from whenever we have access to those 5 guaranteed character selector that we're gonna be able to pick and choose. Okay, now in this video we're gonna go over which one should you choose and when is the situation that it's the perfect time for you to pick up one of these characters. Okay, so now there are some like easier choices and there are some like harder choices. Okay, now obviously some of these characters such as Lingyang and Jianxin are going to be a little more question mark, mainly because we know that they're going to be fixed, nerfed, buffed. We don't know what they're doing, reworked, especially Lingyang, right? So sure, Jianxin is probably going to be not as problematic, but Lingyang maybe, right? So keep that in mind, but of course override everything you're gonna hear in this video if you like the characters. Now, before we continue, I will be streaming the game live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Jianxin, and we're also gonna do multiple giveaways both on stream or on my Discord server that you can join in description. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Verina is one of the 2 healers in the game that we have at the moment. On release, we're gonna have her and Baiji. Baiji is going to be free, so it's a solid choice if you don't want to pick up a healer. But if you do pick up Verina, it's not just a healer, it's probably one of, if not the most powerful character in the game at the moment in terms of value that you get from one singular character. Because not only she heals, she's also going to help the on-field character dealing more damage with extra spectro damage, follow-up attack, whatever you want to call it, extra junction attack. She's going to do that. She's going to stop somebody from dying whenever someone is about to get killed. Instead of dying, they're going to be saved, and they're going to get a shield which is equal to 120% of Verina's attack for 10 seconds. On top of that, the cooldown is 10 minutes, but her outro is going to also heal for a couple of seconds. I believe it's 19%, but don't worry about it too much about the numbers because they're probably gonna get changed. They might get changed. There's no point in talking about those. And the good part about the outro is that she's also going to buff 15% of global damage for whoever is coming into the field after her. Okay, so that's really good, and I don't see this character getting power crept at any point or like in a very long time, because they would have to do basically the same character with the same big values, and at the same time, sure, even if they do that, you do need multiple teams to do endgame content, so you might just get all of them and still get crazy value. You're not gonna replace Verina, you're gonna play them both, right? So Verina is of course a really good choice, but there is a but. Basically, not everybody is fond of Verina's design. Okay, maybe not everybody needs a healer, or everybody wants a healer, especially in a game where it's very focused on, like, you know, killing bosses, doing hard content. Sure, the role needs to be set, but you do have a free healer, so it's understandable if you want to skip Verina and pick someone else. Okay, what is this someone else? Let's go ahead and talk about Calcharo now. So Calcharo is, or Calcharo, I have no idea how to say it. In the comments, please let me know. So Calcharo, I'm gonna say Calcharo. Actually, maybe Calcharo, right? So Calcharo is going to be a really solid unit. Is probably going to be a DPS, like a main DPS for you. I mean, now if you are picking up Yinlin, they do work together, but I feel like you would have to play Yinling as a support instead of as like a sub DPS buffer for Calcharo, instead of playing her as a main DPS, because sure, you can probably do the same and it won't really matter. You can just focus on doing a really crazy electro focused team. But at the same time, if you are trying to get the most out of Calcharo, it should be played as a main DPS. Because, you know, it doesn't really have anything on the outro, so you're not helping anybody else by switching out Calcharo. It's going to do damage, but it's not going to buff anybody. On the other hand, Yinlin has a lot of outro options, so she might probably perform way better if you put her on the sub DPS and then you use Calcharo as the main, okay? But that could be one downside, okay? Why would you skip Calcharo? You would skip Calcharo, especially if you're picking up Yinlin. Now you can use Calcharo and it works, of course, but we are in a situation now where we don't have many characters, okay? We don't have many characters, so some of you might think, okay, I'm gonna try to get some multiple elemental team set up, right? So I don't need 5 electro characters if I got Yinlin, right? Maybe you get Yinlin, you get Yuanwu, right? And now you don't, like, you need less and less another electro. Maybe now you want to specialize in something else, or try to build another team that is on another element. And this is where we get to either Encore or Jianxin, okay? Now let's move on and talk about Encore. If you are picking Encore, it means that you are probably trying to build, or either you like her or you're trying to build a fusion team now, right? Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a good thing, because we do have extra characters that we can use from the 4-star standard pool, but Encore is a really powerful unit, and you can play her with no problems during like on any scenario. Now, the only thing is that you're going to need a lot of extra buffers, right? Because you want to dedicate all of your resources into buffing Encore, right? Now, some of the good buffer is Jianxin. Like, one of the good buffer, Jianxin, is going to be one of the other options. So you're gonna have to try to decide which one you want to pick up. And sadly, I feel like between the two, Jianxin has, even if she gets reworked or changed, I feel like Jianxin has more appeal when it comes to an neutral, always needed unit that you can put everywhere compared to Encore. Sure, of course, Encore is a DPS, so if you want to do a fire DPS, now you're getting Encore, but there's not much else besides I want a fire DPS, and that's why I feel like between the two, now that you know that one of the characters that you need is Jianxin, or you might need is Jianxin, especially if they keep the outro ultimate buff power effect. Now it's a little bit of a dilemma, right? Because you don't know which one you're gonna pick. And if you were to choose, you would probably try to pick the character that can be used the most, right? Also, we don't know who are we getting after Jian and Yinling, okay, on the premium banners. Keep that in mind. So if you don't really like Encore, and you're not getting Calcharo or Verina, or the other one, you are getting, let's say, Yinling or Jian, and then you're gonna get a character that works with them. Now, Jianxin works with both of them, okay? Technically. Actually, we don't know if Jianxin works with Jian. Technically, it shouldn't. Theoretically, it shouldn't, because, you know, the heavy attack, the ult is not like an attack in itself, but it's a transformation for Jian. So Jianxin is going to be question mark in that case. Maybe they'll fix her to make it work, but she does work with multiple characters, multiple DPSs in the game, which is probably gonna make Jianxin one of the best choice in this banner, all things considered. Also, I want to stress out a little bit, this is going to be the release of the game. All of these characters, especially the DPSs, okay? Especially the DPSs are most likely going to be replaced at some point in the near future by extra characters and new characters after Yinling and Jian. Now, I would assume that they're not going to touch Electro and Aero for at least like a couple of patches, because we just got the 2 premium DPSs for it. So anything else, though, it might be under the spot Havoc, Spectro, Fire, Glacio, Fusion, right? So it's important to keep that in mind whenever you are about to choose a DPS. If you're choosing a DPS because you need it and you don't like the character you're just picking up for the meta, then keep that in mind, because it might be important as well, okay? So Jianxin, really good. She has a powerful shield, needs actually a lot of channeling, but it is a shield even on the stage 1, so you don't have to channel too much. So she provides shield, some healing if you finish that up. The ult is a group up, also group up and damage. And her outro is going to buff the power of the Resonance Liberation, which is the ult, okay? Now, this character is going to be one of the jolly characters for many teams, right? So it's probably the strongest choice on this banner, all things considered, after Verina. If you want to pick up Verina, sure, then that's better. It might be better for the long term, but Jianxin is a very, very, very solid unit. Now, let's end it with Lingyang. Lingyang is good and all, it's a glacial DPS. The problem with Lingyang, that's why there is a little bit of a question mark on it, is because I feel like is still going to be fixed, right? He had like some gameplay troubles, some hitbox problems, some like clunkiness here and there on his kit, because his kit is one of the most original, creative, makes sense. It's like mid-air, lion dance, tiger dance, and it looks really good. Now, I don't know if it's going to be fixed and how much is going to be fixed, so we don't know enough about that, but I feel like it's the weakest option for the for this choice banner, because even if you pick him up, right? Let's assume you pick him up to have Glacial. You have Sanhua for free. They're going to give you Sanhua for free. So why are you picking up Lingyang then? If you don't like him, right? If you like him, then sure, go ahead. But you do have the options to play other characters and do well with them while you wait for a better Glacial character, okay? Or a Glacial that you like more. So considering that there are other options that are like way more impactful for your roster than just Cryo DPS or Glacial DPS or a Fusion DPS or a Thunder DPS, I feel like the best two options are going to be Verina and Jianxin, and then it's going to be situational option or personal option, or yeah, choices, which is going to be Calcharo, Encore, or Lingyang, okay? So that's going to be a little bit of a wrapping up of the situation, depending on if you are pulling for the characters for the meta, because you need another team. But most likely there is a lot of pulls that we can get from the game, and eventually I will make a video talking about that. There's going to be a lot of pulls, and we gonna end up within the first month having almost every 4-star in the game. So after you have all the 4-stars in the game and at least 3 characters, because one you choose, one you get from PT, and one you buy or you get from the premium banner, it's going to be 3 characters that are 5 stars, and at that point you don't really need anything else, right? So you will be feeling less stressed into picking up one of these characters. But that concludes the video about the banner choice. Now, most of the time I am pretty sure you're gonna know what to do, and maybe you got helped a little bit into choosing which character you want to do. Maybe you were on the fence and now you got convinced. Let me know in the comments what you're gonna choose. I want to know, because personally I'm gonna do either Calcharo or Jianxin, probably. But what are you choosing, okay? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like for more videos about Wuthering Waves. Join my Discord for any information about Wuthering Waves and a couple of giveaways during the release of Wuthering Waves. And catch me on stream live if you want to watch the videos and the streams for Wuthering Waves, and ask me or anything you want on twitch.tv/Jianxin. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.